Hello. Oh my god. What trepidatious music that is. Today's stream I'm gonna do a little bit different. Usually I have a big prologue, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go back and talk about the things that I usually do at the start of the stream. But I kind of want to get right into the primary topic, and I will explain why. Ralph has been kind of losing his shit this entire week. So, and I think that a huge part of why he is so flagrant with the DMCA abuse right now is he's trying to clean up his YouTube search results. I think that he wants it so that when you type in Ethan Ralph or the kill stream, you get his channels so that he can direct you to his other shit off of YouTube. And if YouTube bans those channels, he'll just redirect you. He'll set up another one and continue to try to redirect people while using the DMCA to try and keep it as squeaky clean as possible. So I'm just going to cut to the chase, and I'm going to talk about Ralph. But before I do that, I have a message from someone, to someone very special, and we'll start the stream off with that.
Hello Xander, Christine Chandler coming to you live from home, and this is a shout out video specifically for you, Xander Matt Bruce Vickers. That's a long name. Anyway, I am grateful for your support and generosity for my trip to Everfree Northwest, so thank you for that, and insight. Simply put, just, I would say, ignore the trolls, ignore all negative comments, or just outright don't read the comments at all. As that old song goes, you've been taught, you should probably be taught. Don't reply to this guy, you just get the good eyes. I know you, yes it's true, respond, that's secure. Start double on the trouble when it don't. Don't respond to the trolls, okay? Just don't. And then, also, if you do end up reading negative criticism on yourself, hey, you can take a page from Cosmic Keyframe and just refocus that, because they're talking about you, regardless and in general. And when they're talking about you, they bring up more attention towards you in a positive way or negative way. But I mean, viewpoint is just, it's like they're mostly more bark than bite. So just think of whenever you're being talked about or just commented on in general, you're still getting the attention, the online attention that you want. So just you got a number of people talking about you. Count that as a major blessing. Okay? Alright, anyway, you have a lovely day, Xander, and that's enough.
Well, isn't that just the best advice ever? If someone's saying mean things about you on the internet, you don't have to be a flaggot. You can just ignore it, Ralph. you used to be able to do that, but you can't anymore. What happened, Ralph? Why can't you ignore the haters and the trolls? Why is Christian, literally Christian, more informed on these? I didn't coach him, by the way. Someone as part of the GoFundMe I mentioned last week, someone paid Chris for a shout out to Xander, and it wasn't me. And despite what Ralph thinks, no, it was not me. I did not say, "Oh, I'll use my position of influence with Ralph to try and humiliate him." No, someone actually like paid him for that shout out, and Chris's advice did not come from me. That's just what he had to say. And for some reason, Chris, just off the top of his head, has some words to live by that I think would actually be really useful. But I don't know. Maybe it's a smart plot to try and censor the internet. Maybe that's a good idea. Though I'm pretty sure that my theory is accurate, because he doesn't bother to DMCA things like the forum. He doesn't bother to DMCA things like the Man at the Internet archive on the website. He only DMCAs specifically channels that show up for his results, and my channel specifically. Not even like the archive, just my channel. So it really is just the epitome of pettiness. And it kind of started this week with because he just made some dipshit ass fucking tweets to Matthew Vickers. If you don't know, to recap very briefly, Matthew Vickers is the father of Ethan and Ralph's teenage baby mama, and Matthew Vickers grounded her and took away her cell phone. And Ralph is upset about this because they can't talk to each other about Xander, the child. And it turned out that Ralph doesn't actually have any right to see Xander, the baby, because Xander is legally not Ralph's. When the child was born in California, Ralph was not put as the father on the birth certificate. So Ralph, at the moment, has no right to see Xander because Ralph is not the father. This is called, by the way, since Ralph literally said to Matthew Vickers, "You can't abort the atort." When you are not listed as the father legally, it is called a paper abortion or a mail abortion, when you forsake rights to a child, financial responsibilities, and other paternal responsibilities from the male side. That's called a paper abortion or a mail abortion. So right now, as it stands, Xander Vickers is aborted, paper aborted by Ethan and Ralph. And after I mentioned that on the forum, Ralph became very angry at me, as he does anytime I mention him. And he vowed that he would fight this in court, all the way in California. So the child support saga officially begins. He's going to have to go there and petition the court to add him as the father. He's going to have to pay for a DNA test. He's going to have to prove in court that he is the father. And then, after he's proven that he is the father, he will then be liable for child support. So he's paying thousands of dollars to pay thousands of dollars for the next 18 years. He's completely and totally fucked himself on this matter. And everyone told him that he was going to fuck himself. This is not a surprise. This is not an "I told you so." This is just like, yes, okay, when you shoot yourself in the foot, you're probably not going to be able to stand on both feet, and you're probably going to be in pain. Like, that's just the natural consequence. Why be upset about it? So, Ralph had his exchange with Vickers over this paternity issue, and he said a bunch of dumb shit, but the end result of it was this. Let me put this. So on the 15th, just yesterday, Matthew Vickers, to repeat, the father of Faith, the mother of Ralph's child, has filed against Ralph in the civil courts of California a harassment claim, asking for a restraining order against Ralph. Well, technically, in California law, when you file this kind of claim in civil court, you immediately get a restraining order. And if you have a gun, for instance, in California, and someone's claiming you of civil harassment, they will actually come and take your fucking gun away from you. Because, like, immediately, with no due process, they'll just take your gun until it's resolved. The long-term outcome would be a injunctive relief against Ralph, prohibiting him from doing anything against Vickers. That's the long-term possible outcome of this. And it would, I mean, this is just another, like, this is a second, completely separate from the ongoing baby mama drama litigation. This could actually just be a stalling tactic. If Ralph can't afford to fight 2 civil litigations at once, and it can only afford to fight one at a time, this is the most urgent one. He's got 3 years to sort out the paper abortion, because it's considered a clerical error in California for 3 years. So he has 3 years to sort that out. But right now, the most urgent issue is the fact that he can get a permanent injunction against him for civil harassment against Vickers. So he's going to have to fight that, and then he's going to have to fight for paternity, and then he's going to have to fight the child support case that he earned by fighting the paper abortion that he's been granted as a gift of goodwill from Vickers, basically. I'm sure that Vickers would just like him to fuck off. You know, this is like the softest ball that you could possibly throw Ralph in this situation. Fuck off, and you're off the hook completely. Never have to talk to me again. Never have to deal with me again. Don't have to deal with your child. You don't have to deal with child support. Just fuck off. But Ralph is too eager to prove that he's the world's best dad. So he's going to put his head deliberately on the chopping block and accept the beatings and the scourging for what he's done, and the fact he's decided to reproduce with a mentally unstable, pathological liar, just completely manipulative, insane woman who only got with him to begin with to cuck a Mexican. So just a bad set of ideas all around. But it continues. Let's see this. There's a lot of shit that's worth talking about with Ralph. And I just kind of avoid him. Like, this is his merch, right? He's still trying to sell this. He's trying to sell the Broke Dick Farms t-shirt, which has sold 3 copies. One to him, one to Ralph, or to Gator, and one to Dick Masterson. Or, God, you know, actually, it's not Dick. It's, he did sell 3 copies over a weekend, and one of them went to the fat guy that's living with Digibro, Riley. He sold one to Riley. There's a picture of Riley in this t-shirt that says Broke Dick on it, which is just great. But then there's this one. And you might think, well, what's so special about this t-shirt right here? Why point this one out? Well, here's the Dick Show. This is the Dick Show's actual logo. This is like the main icon for the Dick Show. And there's some fan-made edits of the Dick Show logo. This is one for Maddox, for instance, which is kind of like all scary looking and shit. It kind of looks like a zombie. And then there's another fan one for Sean, the audio engineer on the Dick Show. And then Ralph, on his own, has apparently, and look, you can really tell that this is just like a flat edit, because you can see the leaves on the laurel that Dick is wearing. You can still see those behind Ralph's head in this. He literally just photoshopped sloppily Dick's head out of this and placed his own head on this merchandise, because he's like so obsessed with being Little Dick that he even like cops the merchandise, and he flipped the heart upside down. Like, you can make this in 30 seconds in fucking Photoshop. He didn't even bother to edit it to have the laurels himself. He just like, I want to be Little Dick Masterson. And that's funny. But like, Ralph is so just like nasty. He's just so like, there's a lot of like, usually when I talk about people, there's usually like a little bit of like fun involved, but Ralph is so dour, and he is such a miserable person, and he's so like litigious and nasty. It's like, I don't know if people can derive enjoyment from even listening to this. And for example, by the way, to prove this, this is all this week, by the way. I'm not like saving this up. These clips that I'm playing came from since Sunday, since he's been having a tantrum this entire week.
Guys, Ralph's talking. For real, we'll mute. We'll mute. I don't give a fuck.
Goddamn, got a chorus in the back like the fucking Black Israelite. You fucking ridiculous, honestly.
That's right.
We're 100 of you motherfuckers, and I'll tell you this right now: if I ever see you in person, I'm gonna fucking stab you in the throat, you goddamn fucking faggot, for what you said.
Yeah.
I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. But
So there he is, someone that Odyssey is paying for his association, threatening to kill someone, which is just wonderful, especially when you're like in a litigation for harassment, when you're fighting for custody, when you're trying to make your income go up. Threatening to kill people unironically in an argument is a great idea. But he goes one step further, and he says this.
Oh, is that right? I refuse to call him Surfer, too. I'll call him by his real fucking name. Let me go look it up, actually. Where is it? Let's see if I can find it. I know it's posted somewhere. I know where they work and everything, actually. I got a lot of stuff on you guys. This gets emailed to me and sent to me randomly. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff on you boys. I just don't talk about it, but yeah, I know where you guys work. I know what you sell. I know everything you do, really. I didn't even have to do anything. People just send me that stuff. They know your address. They know everything. So, would you like... I can't say it here, of course, but best believe I got it. Yeah, I got it all. So...
Oh, that was risky. I accidentally sleep well. Yeah, that's also a threat. That's not like...
I sure hope nothing gets sent to your job there. That might hurt. That might mess things up a little bit.
He threatens to send the Snickerdoodle swastikas video to our place of employment. You know, like, please do it, Ralph. You know, like, please
We'll get into it.
You know, but, like, at the meantime, like, he'll tell us that we work for Hope Not Hate. You know?
It's tremendous
he's, like,
optics.
literally doing, like, Antifa, like, fucking right-wing watch tactics. You know, like... What a fucking joker.
Obviously, his intention to threaten the two to stop talking about him is not going to work. I went a little bit risky there to play that Ralph stream, because I want to talk a little bit about what he does and his DMCA shit. After he DMCA'd me last time, I considered what my options were. You can, like, it's such a mess. The DMCA system is like such a fucking mess because there's no real recourse against it. Ralph's entire career is based off of playing other people's shit on his stream and providing as little commentary as possible. He used to do more commentary. He used to be very critical of what he plays. Now he just plays like Tucker Carlson shit and like C-SPAN and other intellectual properties from the news directly. And that's what he sells to people. So he relies on fair use every single day. That's his entire life, is fair use. And despite this, he flings around this DMCA shit constantly. And from the victim of a fraudulent DMCA, there's only one real recourse against him. And I'm going to read a little bit of a law. It's one paragraph. It won't take long. Misrepresentations. This is 512F. This is the DMCA law, and this is misrepresentations about the takedown notice. Any person who knowingly, materially misrepresents under this section that material or activity is infringing, or that material activity was removed or disabled by mistake or misidentification, shall be held liable for damages, including costs and attorney's fees, incurred by the alleged infringer. And all that's saying is, if a person files absolute bullshit, you can sue them for damages, real damages, and for the attorney's fees, what it costs to actually litigate them. The problem is this wording, materially, knowingly, materially misrepresents under this section. He has to know that what he's doing is wrong, and he obviously does, but he never says, oh, I know what I'm doing is illegal. He has to like almost actually say that for it to count as a knowing misrepresentation. So literally, if I were to take the risk and sue Ralph for the inevitable DMCA, the second one he's going to file against me for this stream, he would get into court and his defense would sound like this. Like, I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'm dumb as hell. I'm fucking stupid. I'm dumber than pig shit, Your Honor. I don't know what a fair use is. Do I look like I'm just a country boy from West Memphis, Arkansas? I don't know what the fuck a fair use is. My papa told me that fair use was when you borrow something from someone and you give it back to them in better condition than when you got it. That's what fair use is to me. I'm just trying to be like Rush Limbaugh. I just want to talk about politics. I don't know shit. I'm dumb dumb, Your Honor. I'm fucking stupid. I don't know shit. I'm a fucking retard. I'm a fucking white nationalist dating an asexual crypto Jew lolicon. I'm fucking stupid, Your Honor. I don't know shit. And I got a baby. I got kids out in California. And I'm just trying to make an honest dollar. And I'm trying to make my money, and they're using my content, my genuine content, without my consent, taking food from my kid's mouth. I gotta fight litigation, Your Honor. I'm fucking stupid. I fucked up my whole life. I don't know shit. I can't knowingly misrepresent shit. I'm fucking dumb, Your Honor. And then he would walk out of the court completely vindicated, cleared of all charges, a case thrown out with prejudice, and he'd get out on the kill stream and says, I told you once, I told you 1,000 times, Josh Moon, you can't abort the retort. The Ralph Female wins again, baby. And it's like, okay, this is like a fucking joke. This is just like clown world shit. And it's so frustrating, because if I was just like trying to live in Ukraine and didn't have shit in terms of expenses, and I didn't have any long-term goals, it would be totally fucking worth it, just for the chance that I would have an opportunity to set court precedent that this shit is not okay. That would be worth it. But there's shit I want to fucking do now. It's not fair. I want to buy a fucking house. I want to buy 100 acres and an armory of AR-15s. I need to buy nitric acid so I can melt down silver and gold into my own custom Kiwi coins in a chemical shed in my backyard. I got shit that I want to fucking do that I can't spend money on an attorney so that Ralph can get in there on his hands and knees and be like, I'm sorry, I'm just fucking stupid, Yana. And it's like, okay, I could open like a GoFundMe and say like, please help me set this precedent. It would be really good for the YouTube ecosystem. But it's like, I would rather just people buy my fucking silver so I can buy my house and my armory and my nitric acid. These are the things that I want. Right now, more so than setting court precedent for fucking YouTube's benefit. I don't know. But I really can't think of a single person who is a better representation of knowing DMCA abuse, because like I looked this up extensively. I looked it up, what cases have prevailed under a 512F claim. And they usually don't. But there's not many of them that have a solid basis. And the one that did go through for a 512S or 512F, what it was a two content producers suing each other. And the first one worked with DMCA and copyright and fair use all the fucking time. So they have no excuse for not knowing what fair use is. But a regular person who's just trying to protect their interests, they think something got stolen from them, and they're just like a small creator who had a video go viral. The court doesn't want to punish them for sending a DMCA, right? Because they're just a small independent creator, and they shouldn't be punished for making a mistake, and not knowing the law. But in Ralph's instance, he is closer to the first than the latter. He is someone who has extensive knowledge about fair use, who relies on fair use every day, who has claimed fair use in the past, and only just recently, when he's wanted to take a more militant approach to controlling his copyright, has he started DMCAing channels. So I think that there's a good chance, but on top of that, on top of just like not winning, I would also be afraid of losing and then owing attorney's fees, because God forbid you actually have to pay Ralph for trying to defend yourself, right? Because he would never let that go. And it's like, it's like an 80% chance, 75% chance with a lot of good that could come out of it. But at the same time, it's like, there's just other shit that I want to fucking do. So it is extremely frustrating to let him like just be obnoxious and not being so invested. Like Vickers is invested in it. That's like the rest of his life now is going to be dealing with Ralph. So it's worth his time and money to like fuck with Ralph and try to get his way. But for me, it's like, Ralph's probably going to die in the next couple years. And it's not like me losing a week of streaming is worth the effort of, losing like a month of income, or even that towards like saving for a house and shit. I could win, yeah, but I could also lose. You see, and it's not just like losing in terms of like Ralph being vindicated. Like that. It's not like, is Ralph in the right? That's not the question. Is Ralph so in the wrong that he is actually abusing the process in such a way that the court system has to reprimand him for it? Like, you see what I mean? It's not like he's on the attack and I'm on the defensive. It's the other way around. So even then, the other flip side to that is, if I try to go about this, there's an optics issue in terms of like Ralph could say, "Oh, I'm being victimized. I'm just trying to protect what's mine. I'm trying to protect what's mine," and then all his fans give him fucking money and shit, and it's just like, because it's much easier to do that when you're the defendant in litigation. It's harder to do that when you're the plaintiff in litigation, unless you're Vic Mignogna and have if Nick Rekieta wants to fundraise my fucking lawsuit, I that's my promise. I will do it. I will do my lawsuit if Nick Rekieta wants to make a GoFundMe for me. I'll do it then. But I mean, if someone wants to send me $75,000, which is what it takes to get to trial in civil litigation, I would just rather have a down payment on a house, to be honest with you. But let us continue. Before I do this, though, let me get super transformative, because there's a chance that this is going to be heard in court at some point. So, Your Honor, I have arranged Gunt Vision, a super transformative mechanic, to take original Gunt content and merge it with my commentary to create something totally new for a completely different marketplace that is completely divorced from the market reserved by Ethan Ralph and his content. So here we are in Gunt Vision, and we're going to take a look at some content, some quality content from the kill stream. Just a couple minutes. After, I don't know what it is about Ralph this week, but he's been super pissed off at the forum, and literally on his like tequila morning streams, which are the only streams I can watch of his, because he streams at like a ridiculous hour for me. So he starts streaming at like the same time that I stream normally, and then I can tune in for a couple hours and comment in the chat. And because I'm talking and everything I say makes Ralph super angry for some reason, right? And because the chat for the Kiwi Farms is like the Gunt Internet Famous and the Articles and Happening Board all share a chat channel together. So when he's streaming, people are usually talking about him, and if I join in, he gets like super upset and starts getting angry and be like, that Josh Moon's in his chat on the fucking fan forum, and that fucking pedophile is like saying all this bullshit, talking all this shit, that fucking pedophile Josh Moon. And he gets like all angry and bitter, and it's like, oh, calm down, Ralph. Calm down. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna make it, buddy. We're gonna get through this.
Oh, somebody sent me an email. Apparently Josh Moon was talking shit today about my child. Well, he's been obsessed with my child since before it was even born. So, I mean, I guess maybe he's fascinated by someone who can actually procreate. That could be possible. It could be because he's a pedophile and he used to run pedophile boards and publish child pornography, that perhaps he's dabbling back into that arena again, trying to get a foot back in, not sure. But we wish him the best, of course. How's it going, Gator?
Let's be real.
So Gator usually is not in these streams from what I understand, but when Ralph mentions my name, Gator is like obsessive. And I'm reluctant to say that because, like, I run the Kiwi Farm, so it's a bit weird to like say, oh, someone's obsessive, but Gator is like, there's something wrong with him. I usually just say he's like a paid gimp, but I think there's actually something mentally wrong with him. His reaction. Oh, he's been interested in my child, my kids down in California, so he must be a pedophile. It couldn't be that this is the single greatest development of your entire life since I've known you. That can't be it. It can't just be endlessly fascinating how you reacted to me in my blog post about wanting to start a family at some point before I'm 30. How I'm segueing into the next part of my life, and I should consider that more and make adjustments in myself and my behaviors to segue into my 30s. How he took that and then like reproduced with like the first BPD like womb that would accept his seed, and that's somehow pedophilia on my part. But then Gator jumps in and he starts coping.
Let's be real. He's gonna die alone. Yeah, he is.
380-pound ass is gonna be found by some poor Belgian person, just rotting away. They're gonna smell it for miles. He's gonna be completely alone, and all of his plants will have died long before him.
I like how look at Ralph's face. Ralph has like this weird pig face.
A Belgian person, just rotting away. They're gonna smell it for miles. He's gonna be completely alone, and all of his plants will have died long before him.
Ralph's just like, please shut up, Gator. You're not funny. Nobody gives a shit what you have to say. Just shut the fuck up.
I agree. Also agree.
There's another part where I think it's in this next clip that I'm gonna play. By the way, why does Gator know about my plants? Are these people all watching my stream? I talk about the dumbest shit ever for like a general audience. For some reason, they all watch my stream and they hate my plants. They're that angry at my stream and my comfy life and I guess my Slavic shithole. I forgot. I'm living in a World War II bunker in the middle of Serbia, but I have a little window. Like a basement window where it's like below ground and then there's like a grate over the window. I have one of those and I keep my banana peppers there. And for some reason, Gator is so angry. He hates even that. He hates my jail cell window banana pepper growth. He wants that taken from me.
Yeah, Josh is like upwards of like 300 something. He's posted about it, about fucking how upset he is.
Dude, literally, I'm 280. Actually, I was 277 when I weighed last night. 277 pounds. No shit. That's what I weighed last night. Now, that was down 4 from the beginning of the week, which is not that crit. My weight kind of fluctuates. And I thought he said he was like 280 or 290. I don't remember now. And he was like an inch or two taller than me.
Close to 300.
He was like an inch or two taller than me, and he was basically the same weight. So I was like, he's a little bit skinnier. This motherfucker's a fat ass, though. Like, there's no doubt about it. He's a fat fuck. There's just no other way around it. Josh Moon's a fat fuck. Period.
I told... See, this is what I mean. There's opportunity where, like, Ralph could do fun things and not just be, like, a bitter sourpuss all the fucking time. But Ralph is such a sourpuss that he will reject anything fun-loving to just complain more. When he said this, I said, Ralph... I said on my forum, and of course he reads every post on the forum. I said, if you want, we can do a weight loss competition. I don't remember how much I am. I think I'm below 270 now. I've been losing weight all this year. But I said to Ralph, I will bet 30 ounces of silver. And of course I'm not going to take a bet in fiat money. I don't believe in fiat money. I don't want fiat money anywhere near me. These are the only things. This is the only value of wealth that I will do, that I will accept this bet in. And I want 30 silver ounces. And we will have an escrow. We'll use Nick Rikita or something. And we'll both send in a piece of paper that is like a physical from like a doctor. And it'll have height and weight. Because when you go to a doctor and you get your physical done or whatever, I want height and weight signed and certified by a doctor as being true and authentic. Send that 30 pieces of silver, Nick Rikita or someone else who's not retarded. And we'll do it for however long you want. 6 months, a year, 3 months, whatever the fuck. And whoever loses the most weight, pound for pound, will get the pot. And that's not fair because I truly believe that Ralph is about 5'4". He's probably a full head shorter than I am. So his BMI is much higher. His body fat percentage is going to be much higher. And I can tell just by looking at him. I like, if you see pictures of me, I don't have any weight on my face. And I realize I'm kind of fortunate that I don't carry a lot of weight on my face. But I can look at myself in the mirror. I can see where my fat is. I can see how my body carries it. And I just don't believe for a second that Ralph is the same height as me. His BMI has to be way higher for those kind of fucking fat jowls. It's just not possible for him to be the same height as me and have that kind of fat distribution where it's like hanging on his fucking neck like that. So I'll take the home disadvantage. because I don't think Ralph has the capability to neck. But like again, that's like a fantasy. Like Ralph would never accept something like that because he's not in it to like have fun on the internet. He wants me destroyed. Pedophile killer criminal Josh Moon, you fucking criminal, and you will be hauled away, you will be black bagged by Interpol one day for your crimes, Josh Moon. Meanwhile, all my shit legal in the US, hosted in the US, got attorneys in the US, my money's in the US. There's nothing that I have that's outside the US except my person, and that doesn't mean shit because I live in a country that has an extradition treaty. So if there was a crime that I've committed, no issue whatsoever being extradited to the U.S. So he should just accept my offer, but he won't because that would be too fun. And Sourpuss Ralph has to make things as not fun as humanly fucking possible. So there's that. And then here's the lead up, which is, he's going to be super fucking ornery. Like I expect next week to be talking about Ralph again because chances are he's going to fly off the fucking handle and start complaining about something else too, because of this.
What President Cyril Ramaphosa is doing?
Let's see here. Also, I just got a message from Matthew Vickers
Before we even play this, I just want to point out that right now in this stream, the Ethan Ralph that will send out, he has sent out 50 plus DMCAs since we started counting. The Ethan Ralph that continuously DMCAs anyone who plays anything of his stream or him talking, anything that represents him in a way he doesn't approve of, he will DMCA that. Meanwhile, in this clip, just this clip, in the background, for no fucking reason, he's just watching, like, news footage. And that's all he does. I sat in for one of his streams lately, just because he's been talking about me so much. And the entire thing is him playing, like, news footage from South Africa and like, the Tucker Carlson meme is completely true. He never gets off that guy's dick. He's playing nothing but other people's shit the entire time he's bitching about other people playing his shit to make fun of him.
Message on my voicemail said he was going to have a hearing. I guess tried to get a restraining order against me on Monday to stop me from seeing my son. Well, I will be in California, in Nevada County, on Monday afternoon in person for that hearing, and we'll see what happens as far as that goes. And I'll have an attorney and all that too. So I will be in California on Monday, July 19th, in Nevada County. So I guess I'll see you there, sir, if you're in the courtroom, and we'll let the judge decide what's going on with all that. So I'll keep you guys up to date on what's going on with the kill stream otherwise. But yeah, that's the update there. I'm sure he's watching right now, so I'll be there on Monday. Looking forward to it. All right, let's continue.
Absolutely not. There's a lot of frustration.
Back to listening to the news about South Africa again. He is... That's a lie. He's not going to go to California. And if he does, for whatever reason, go to California, it's a bad idea. To hire an attorney to represent him in California is probably going to start at about $5,000 for a retainer. Usually lawyers have a retainer of $5,000. It just seems to be the standard, unless they're much more expensive or they're offering a flat rate for something. So he's going to have to pay $5,000 for the retainer for that civil defense attorney. And then it's also going to cost $750 to fly there and back. Across country. I know this because I looked up a plane ticket for Chris recently. Flying from DC to Sacramento is about $750. So if he's going to start flying back and forth between California and Virginia, that is going to drain him very fast. It's going to add up pretty fucking quick, especially when you consider having an attorney and two different ongoing litigation at the same time. And chances are the person responsible for the civil harassment claim is not going to be the family law practitioner, because family law is like its own beast. Family court is something that you need a specialist in family law to do, because otherwise you'll be torn apart by just how nepotistic it is. the family law is an extremely nepotistic thing where, you know, if you work in family law, you know the dirt of every single person in the city. You know all the judges and all their dirt and all the bailiffs and all their dirt and everything. It's an extremely gross nepotistic part of the justice system, and you would definitely need someone who is you know, ankle deep in that shit in order to represent you fairly. So, like, honestly, the smart thing to do would be to meet halfway, to say to Vickers, I'm sorry, I want to have something with my son, and the most expedient, prudent way to accomplish that is through you as opposed to over you, right? So that would be the smart thing to do, but Ralph has never been that kind of person. So he is just going to make a fucking mess and make everybody, including himself, as miserable as fucking possible. No, Vickers, don't apologize. Never. I'm talking about Ralph. The smart thing for Ralph to do would be to accept the fact that Matthew Vickers is his son's grandfather, and he's always going to be his son's grandfather, regardless of what happens. So you might as well deal with it, as opposed to try and like fight him through force. So before I move on, by the way, that's all I have to say about Ralph. There is one more thing. If you don't remember, there was a girl who was popular with the alt-right a couple years ago, and she made big waves because she was like 11 when she started, and I think she quit at around, I don't know if she's still around. I haven't heard anything from her in a long time. But Ralph talked to her when she was 14. Her name was Soph. She was she made these, you know, based videos, probably something that her parents made, and they made a fuck ton of money because she had like 900K subscribers, and then she got banned off everything because she made fun of Muslims or some shit, and it hit the media. Or Lieutenant Corbis, yeah, is the other name that people know her by. So Soph made an appearance on the kill stream, and after the interview, Ralph was so fucking drunk that he forgot to shut off his stream, which was recording his browser at the time. And even though you couldn't hear anything, he had some weird behavior, which I will narrate now. So this clip has disappeared off the face of the fucking planet and only recently resurfaced this year. It's been gone for over a year now. So here we have the legendary The Soph clip, where Ralph is using his computer after conducting an interview with Soph, a 14-year-old. So, like I said, there's no audio. Ralph is looking at his DLive page. There's a frozen picture of Soph on the screen. She appears to be in pain. She appears to be in agony, actually. I don't know. It's kind of a weird frame to have frozen on the screen. But that's not like Ralph's choosing. That's just unfortunate. So, dead silence. Now he's staring at her stream. Still. Oh, and she's got her knees up. Wait, hold up. Someone said something in chat. Oh, yeah, she is. She's holding, like, her knees up. She's, like, sitting weird in her chair, and that's the frame. Okay, that's weird. So then he's looking at her stream now. She's offline. He has included in that he's still streaming his thing. Sort of nothing going on. And then, okay, he pulls up Twitter after that. He's looking at his tweets with Joe Bernstein. And he goes up to the search bar. What does he type in? Sewer Nugget. That's her Twitter handle. So he's typing in her Twitter handle very, very slowly because he's drunk as shit. Okay, it's taking him about 10 seconds. It looks like he's typed in Sewer Nugget correctly. He's not pressed enter yet. Okay, he's pressed the enter key, and he is now on Sewer Nugget, on her, or like on the search results for Sewer Nugget, which shows her profile, and it's just kind of staring at it. The artifacts are results of the recorder, by the way, the person who recorded this. Okay, he's opened up her Twitter profile. He's still staring at it. Just staring at it. He's still staring at it. His mouse is floating over the page now. Uh-oh. He scrolled down, and now there's like a picture of her making like a weird O face. And he's just kind of staring at the page. Just staring at it. Then he's finished up very quickly. The page is flashing. Typed in D Live. He's looking at his channel now. He realizes that he's been streaming it all. Let's read the chat real quick. Let's pause and read the chat. Should trend a hashtag for Gunt. Why is there 84 people in here? Ralph, what are you doing? Does Ralph know he's alive? Ralph, no! Ralph, I don't think he knows. Quick, someone twit at him. Ralph, we're watching you. Ralph is stalking children. The screen changed. He lives. Porn time, says one person. Oh, no, no, no. Someone says Lamau. And then the stream ends abruptly. And that is the legendary, the lost Soph clip of Ralph drunk and staring at a picture of Soph for some reason. And I always think of that moment when he wags his big, meaty pig hoof at me and says, Josh Moon, you pedophile, you're going to prison before I am, boy. Because it's an extremely awkward clip. Anyways, we're done with Gunt Vision. We can get rid of the belly. We can get rid of the corn. We're out of the corn now. We're back in the pre-stream. It's time for the pre-stream, boys and girls. Time for the plant update. The moment we've all been waiting for. So, let me get a sip of water, actually. Okay. From July 9th. The banana peppers, bigger, full of peppers growing on them. The basil, fucking big. Oregano and mint coming in strong. Thyme growing like a weed. Dill, fucking retarded. Parsley spread all over the place. And the peas are fruiting. Now today, the banana peppers are like in full bloom. I've been pollinating them over the week, and they're closing up. They're making little pods. So I'm getting a ton of peppers. They're coming in pretty good. Thyme, I've been cutting the thyme back actually to use in food, and it's still growing. Same with the parsley. The dill is the most retarded fucking plant I've ever seen. The oregano just got repotted. I got them in other little planters and put them in the big rectangle planter next to the basil. The basil, by the way, touches the roof of the greenhouse now. It's really big. And I've also repotted the mint by themselves because everyone told me that mint grows like a weed, which I hope so, because it would be very nice to have a lot of mint for like refreshing drinks and stuff. Put in the water, put in grape drink, watermelon drink to chill off with. And one of the pea plants died. I think that I'm either over-watering the peas, or I don't even know. It could just be that they didn't survive the root shock from being repotted. But the other ones are doing pretty fine. They're growing really fucking tall. And I'm getting peas here and there. I'm hoping for some more though. I would like a lot more peas. So, yeah, F for my peas. Poor thing. But I mean, overall, I expected a lot more of the plants to die. That's why I planted so many banana peppers to begin with, because I expected the banana peppers to die, but none of them died. So, it's expected. You know, the plant world is rough. You got to be a strong plant to survive. The leaves are yellowing. You're giving them too much. Well, I do see a lot of yellow. It could just be that they're. Yeah, I think there's a tendency to overwater. I bet you that's what it is. The pigeons have been sparser recently, by the way. They've not been around as much because I keep moving shit. I keep trying to get the plants to be in ideal positions when it's like super windy outside or raining or whatever, and I don't think they like that. Though I don't know. There's places where you can nest on that porch that's not the banana peppers, but they're fucking picky. They refuse to nest anywhere else. So if a bunch of fucking freeloaders can't accept the fact that I don't want them in my peppers, maybe they deserve to fuck off. The bastards. Speaking of, I have received because I like to do merch runs in the fall. This is a concept drawing that I have for a t-shirt design for this fall, and I quite like it. I like how happy the puppy is. He's the happiest puppy I've ever seen. So if you have feedback on this design, feel free to email me. And because I like to do a cool design for Halloween and a cute design for Halloween, and this is the contender for the cute design. Something for a hoodie or a t-shirt or something. And speaking of merch, by the way, the coin has been struck. Ladies and gentlemen, the coin has been struck. It is illegal for them to work right now where this is being made. But they snuck out and they got me a single strike for a round. And this is the final product. Not the final product, actually. The final coin will have, well, no, I can't call it a coin. The final round will have a rated edge. It is a 49, so very purer than fine silver, 49 silver 1 ounce silver coin with a mirror polish. And if it looks black to you, it's like an optical illusion. It's just so reflective and pure that it has a mirror polish to it. So I've opened up sales again in case you would be interested in getting the coin now that the first one has been struck. And I'm hoping that the COVID restrictions will permit them to complete more of them in the next few weeks, but there's not a set date yet. So I'm hoping to keep the sale going for a couple weeks and let everyone who wants one get one. And that might intersect with the hoodie sale, so I don't know. I'm just trying to make sure that everyone can get one who wants one because they're pretty fucking cool, and I want a bunch. I need to advertise it on boomer TV stations like the presidential round. How would I sell this to boomers? I need to put like Donald Trump on it or some shit. There is actually, since you mentioned that, there's one design that I really like that's funny to me. Here, I'll just show it to you. I see this posted on like websites that do precious metals. It's a silver bar, but it has a depiction of Jesus cleansing the temple, which is from the Gospels. In every one of the Gospels, they retell this story of how Jesus went to one of the temples, and there were all these money lenders there. So he took a cord and he just started beating the fuck out of all the Hebrews who were selling pigeons and exchanging money in the temple. And there's a bunch of boomers who really, really, really like this design. And I'm not sure if my little Kiwi coin competes with the cleansing of the temple, or as I like to call it, the temple tantrum. The temple tantrum design. That's pretty fucking cool. Okay. So that's the merch shilling. Oh, one more little oddball story from the pre-streams in Toledo. And an act of God, a lightning bolt, has struck down the George Floyd mural and left it in rubbles. Very specifically George Floyd. Like, there's other shit on this wall that was not destroyed by this lightning bolt. I think this is pretty fucking funny. And it says, Peter Busaka says, and they say God isn't real, a memorial to a criminal. And they're all angry at this. People have stream is still up, I'm pretty sure. Just refresh. Okay. Probably too many people saying based in chat. It crashed YouTube momentarily. So let me give a quick update on Chris. I mentioned last stream that I was helping Chris with a fundraiser to send them to a BronyCon in Seattle, and the goal was $1,000. I wanted $750 to cover the plane ticket, and $250 for spending as he pleased at this convention, and to reward people for donating to Chris, I promised that I would watch over him and make sure that he completed some drawings and shout out videos. You've seen one of them so far in the stream. I played it at the very start, but it was very successful. It reached 500% of its goal and is at $5,000. And at $5,000, I closed it because there's about 100 requests for drawings, and so far Chris has been doing about 5 a day, except for yesterday because one of Chris's dogs died overnight, so he took the day off. But I'm pleased with the progress. A lot of people are super angry that Chris got $5,000, and he could have made a lot more if he kept it open. But all in all, it's going pretty well. And there's one drawing in particular that I would like to share with everyone. That got a lot of traction on Twitter because he tweeted it out. He says, "Here's a full meme piece. I checked the building out in the alternate dimension. Quite the backstory here. Still, the sign is funny. Suede, Firmery, and Who's Huck? LOL. You like it, M. Groening." And M. Groening is one of the artists for The Simpsons, I think. And here we have a true and honest CWC original Sneed drawing. I hope everyone likes it. According to Chris, the fat one has died, and they're trying to replace him with gay, incestuous baby making. So that's quite the backstory. Rip in peace, the fat one. He says it's like a total dump now, and the truck has fallen apart. Wait, was Sneed the fat one, or was that Chuck? I think Chuck was the fat one, right? No, Sneed was the fat one? Oh my god. What a Chad. It's canon. Okay, so I think that's it for Chris. I think I talked about the, yeah, I think I talked about everything. I guess, I mean, he's been pretty good with, like, getting out his orders and stuff. I'm pleased. So yeah, hopefully everything works out. I'm optimistic now. Oh, here, let me scare everyone. Anisa has shaved her head. She got married to iDubbbz and now has shaved her head. And I really have to say that she looks fucking awful. I don't even know how to describe this. It's just, she has like a weird hairline, and the front of her hairline is like thinner than most of her head. So it looks like she has like a fade that's like cut into her hairline. You see what I mean? You see that light spot where you can see her scalp more easily in the very front? I legit thought that line was like a fade that she had cut into her hair, but no. She's just got like a bald spot there or something. And she's wearing like weird BDS. I mean, she just looks fucking awful. She barely looks like a human being anymore. I don't even know what this is going for. Like, who does this appeal to? In Germany, we call it Camp Flesba? What the fuck is a Flesba? Oh, a war lesbian? Is that what that means? Okay, she's a war lesbian apparently, and the Germans see this and they see an Aryan super soldier. Yeah, I don't know. She's the tattoos, the fucking weird leather. The leather is like too tight for her because she's got like these fake silicone implants, so it's like bursting, and the hairline is just so unflattering. And she did this as soon as she got married to iDubbbz. Okay, Camps Lesba. That's my word of the day. So yeah, that's all I have to say about this, is that she looks fucking terrible. There's also this. This happened on Thursday. A bunch of people started tweeting about this. If you hear about a Freedom phone, for the love of fucking God, don't buy it. It is a cheap piece of shit Chinese phone called a Yumi Digi, and it's like $100 and $200 on the market. But what they're doing is they're installing like their own bullshit operating system which appears to be a fork of another operating system, so they didn't even really buy it. And then they're like preloading it with like DuckDuckGo and Brave, and then they're selling it for $500. And to sell more of it, they're having all these conservatives shill for it. Jack Pozabiec, Freedom Phone discount here with promo code PAZO. That's only funny. That's only funny once you read it aloud. Get your Freedom Phone, guys, with promo code PAUSED. I want my Freedom Phone at a discount with promo code PAUSED. Laura Southern, Freedom Phone just dropped with the very first free speech-based operating system and completely uncensored app store. So I guess they changed out the Google App Store with like one that anyone can download on their phone, for free. Use code Southern for $50 off. Amazing work, Eric Finman. Candace Owens, even. I just did a live on Instagram taking everyone through the new Freedom Phone, which is now trending. So excited that I partnered with a solution against Apple and Google using an Android fork on an Android on an Android phone. Use code Candace for 10% off your new phone. So $50. They all have $50 off. I want to say, by the way, I have previously stated that Candace Owens is like the most attractive black woman. This picture is unflattering as fuck. She definitely needs like short hair covering her ears and an angle to hide how broad her nose is, because that is really bad. She's got like a venti look to her. It's a bit uncanny. Ian Miles Chong, the dog killer, the flash banger of Hoons, says, I've been using Freedom Phone for a few weeks now to check out. It has pretty similar specs to the latest iPhone. I like that it automatically defaults to DuckDuckGo and other free speech apps, and everything's got privacy built in. You can use Stilgray for $50 off. And then Dinesh D'Souza says, this is fantastic. Just what we have been waiting for. Eric is showing us how to break free from the leftist big tech monopoly. Get $50 off for 10% discount by clicking here and using promo code Dinesh at freedomphone.com. What's really funny is that I went to this website, and there's more shilling, by the way. Oh, Mike Thurnovitz says, Freedom Phone. Oh, let's watch this awful fucking ad. That sounds fun.
Books, media, and opinions. Media, and opinions, we're the good guys. Hi, I'm Eric. I'm the world's youngest Bitcoin millionaire. I made it in Silicon Valley, and I've accomplished a lot in my life already. But now, I'm leaving big tech to fight for free speech. Because the big tech overlords are violating your privacy, censoring your speech,
sorry.
And I think that's...
It's crucially important that you see this guy's fucking soy face. Why can't...
So wrong. That's why I created the Freedom Phone, and its uncensorable app store. Everyone is complaining about big tech censorship, but no one is doing anything about it. They say, build your own phone. So I did. Freedom Phone...
Nobody says that. I've never heard anyone say build your own phone, ever.
Truly is the best phone in the world. It does everything your current phone does, except censor you and spy on you. With the Freedom Phone, your freedom of speech is our #1 priority. That's why we built our own app store that is completely...
The Patriot App Store! Oh my god! Oh my god, there is nothing you can't sell to retarded old people who voted for Trump. Like, for real. Just call it the Patriot App, freedom of speech, whatever the fuck, and they'll buy it.
Uncensored. If an app you love has been banned from the mainstream app stores, you can still download it on ours, because we don't ban apps, period. And we've developed the first operating system based on your free speech. There's no app tracking, no keyboard tracking, and no location tracking. Because I believe in your security.
That's bullshit, by the way. If he's saying that there's no location tracking, he's full of fucking shit. And by the way, it's very helpful to have it as an option for certain apps in case you actually want to fucking use it. But you can't turn off location tracking. It'll even tell you when you like fuck with the setting on your phone that you can't turn off 911 location tracking because it's not a phone feature. They use 911 location tracking by bouncing your signal off the fucking the things, the radio towers. They know where you're at all the time, regardless of if you want them to, if your phone is on. So saying that it doesn't have location tracking is just bullshit. It doesn't have very precise location tracking. that apps can use, and maybe it's a bad thing sometimes because you might actually want it, but it definitely has location tracking, whether you want it to or not.
How do we ensure you're being protected? Say hello to Trust. Trust is our privacy guard. It's designed to warn you whenever an app or a website is tracking you and gives you the option to stop it. Your data, your rules. That's our motto. The Freedom Phone is comparable to the best smartphones on the market. It has an edge-to-edge screen, a super fast processor, and multiple cameras. And your SIM card transfers into the Freedom Phone seamlessly. Big tech companies hold a monopoly on public communication and the dissemination of information, and they are abusing that power. Nobody elected Mark or Jack to be the arbiters of truth in America, yet they still thought it was okay to ban a sitting president from
That has nothing to do with his fucking bullshit. This is so fucking dumb.
Their platforms. If they censor a president, they will censor anyone. Imagine if Mark Zuckerberg censored MLK or Abraham Lincoln. The course of history would have been altered forever. Out of all the constitutional amendments, there's a reason why the founding fathers made the right to free speech the very first.
They didn't. Well, I mean, that's constitutional amendment. That's from the Bill of Rights. That has nothing to do with the Constitution.
I believe you have a voice that deserves to be heard without being censored. Protect yourself from big tech censorship. Let your voice be heard. Live free with the Freedom Phone.
What can I sell? You guys need to buy the Freedom Coin, because in the Constitution it says that no state shall make or pay debts in any material other than gold and silver. The founders knew that silver was real money, so therefore you should buy my Freedom Coin, and then you can pelt it at Jack from Twitter. Don't do that; it's assault. But you theoretically could. That's another purpose of silver. You can use it, or you can pelt people with it, like if you're going to stone them to death, like an Arab. Actually, I want to show you guys the site. It's like freedomphone.com or some shit. Because I was looking at this and I'm thinking like, okay, this is gay bullshit, right? So it has their freedom thing is Rumble, Newsmax, Minds. See, it's like, okay. Okay, Minds I know is working towards the Fediverse, and they secured. I'm really hoping that Minds pulls through, because they're working towards the Fediverse. They've secured investor funding to get to the Fediverse. They've contacted me asking for people I know who work on the Fediverse so that they can help get ActivityPub on Minds. I'm really hoping that Minds will pull through and get on the Fediverse. But until then, it's still just a centralized service. So Minds is better than nothing. But I was thinking, like, okay, what does this phone have, like, in terms of apps that actually helps with, like, freedom of speech? And I was hoping for a real Fediverse app, but I guess the Minds app is pretty fucking close, though it's not materialized yet. What I really like about this is you have this nice little, like, website, right? And then you go to the source code, and it's just on Shopify. It's just on fucking Shopify. So it's not like some super hyper decentralized. Oh, we're living like in the bunker, man. We're fighting big tech from the trenches, man. Like, no, you're just on Shopify. Nobody's censoring this fucking phone at all. Whatever. What do I know? I'm just a retard. I'm not making tons of money by selling phones to fucking boomers, so I wish this guy the best. I hope this Bitcoin millionaire... You know, there's another... I don't want to, like, say who it is, but there's another guy I'm dealing with right now who's, like, a Bitcoin millionaire, and he's, like, 10 years... He's, like, 22, 23 or something, and he's, like, in the alt-tech sphere, and he's, like, a freedom fighter. I'm fighting for free speech, guys, and he made his money through Bitcoin, and he's like Asian, he's like Chinese, and he's like the biggest like used car salesman I've ever heard. Like I talked to him, I said, like, I guess I just got kicked off of DreamHost, and I'm concerned about Cloudflare, and you know, I want to talk to you about the other like options that I have. And he tries to like sell me all this shit, and he's asking like, how much money are you paying for this? I'll give you this for the same amount of money per month. And it's like, bro, come on, I don't know you, I don't want to give you all my shit. And he's like trying to upsell me and like all this shit for like hundreds of dollars a month. And it's like, bro, I don't even fucking know you. And I wanted one thing, which is very cheap. And you're insisting like hundreds of dollars a month. It's fucking a nuisance. And it's like it's a very Chinese thing. And the way he talks, there's one thing I've learned, by the way, from living in Australia. It's that young Chinese people talk to you in resume speak. They use words like blockchain and CDN and distributed and federated and all this other shit. They just like spew resume speak at you. And they got like this haircut where they look like a fascist, like Hitler Youth, but they're Asian. And then they just like start like word salading you with like, you need to spend, you know, if you give me like $500 a month, I can get you like a defederated, decentralized, dark net, cloud VPN, totally backed up, redundant, KVM. And it's like, you're not impressing me. You're 23. You're 23 and you happen to have Bitcoin. You know, maybe we can build up a relationship, but your chinky bullshit is not impressing me, sir. Oh, okay. Reddit. Oh, and regarding, I talked about the DreamHost stuff last week, but I got an email from someone who said that DreamHost might let me back on. And if that happened, that would cause a huge meltdown, because I didn't even bother reading like the fucking Vice news article. Actually, let me pull it up. Here. Notorious website Kiwi Farms loses its domain registrar. DreamHost has allegedly asked the website best known for trolls and targeted harassment to find a new home. Domain registrar DreamHost has given the notorious website Kiwi Farms 14 days to find a new registrar. According to the site's creator Joshua Noel Moon, Kiwi Farms has already moved to a Russian registrar, and he's trying to secure... What? You know, it bothers me how little research these people actually fucking do. Because you know what you do? You go to Google, right? You type in domain, who is, and there's probably one fucking result at the top. Type in kiwifarms.net. And if I'm lucky, are they going to ask me to do a CAPTCHA? Well, unable to verify. Fuck GoDaddy. Why did it give me... Oh, I'm using an Israeli proxy, that's why. So it's going to give me weird results. kiwifarms.net. Oh god, this is hard work. Registrar information, Cloudflare. So right off the bat, this was already true when the Vice guy wrote his fucking article. Like, these tech journos are too fucking stupid to do the most basic thing possible and figure out who the registrar is for a website. And it's literally like website shit 101. How to find out who owns a website, who the registrar is. That's the most basic shit possible. Can't even fucking do that. And he only assumes that because one of the domains is .ru. So he says, oh, I guess they have a .ru. They must be in Russia now. Okay. Moon started the site in 2013. I did not start the site in 2013. I took it over from the Quickie Forums in 2013. The site itself is like 2011. Billing it as a free speech heaven. I have never called the site a free speech haven. And that's not to say that I don't believe in free speech or freedom of expression, is that I don't call it that. I very specifically go out of my way to avoid using the buzzword free speech when talking about the site, because free speech means something different to everyone. If it was truly free speech, there would be commercial posting, there would be lolicon, there would be a porn board, but there's none of that, because it's not in the most broad, correct sense possible a free speech site. It is a gossip forum with a liberty ethos. I have never called it a free speech haven. These fuckers just make shit up. He just says, oh, it's a site that allows people to talk shit and must be billed as a free speech haven. My name is Matthew Galt. I graduated from bullshit Jewish university with a PhD in journalism. I'm smart. Since then, it has become a forum famous for being the center of internet, little I internet, journalism degree, can't spell fucking words correctly, led targeted harassment campaigns. Find me where? Where is the harassment campaign from this fucking site? It hosted the video of the Christchurch massacre, then refused to help New Zealand police in its investigation. Technically true, it did host the video, and then I also refused to help the New Zealand police. Didn't specify, by the way, that the New Zealand police were looking to put people in jail for 10 plus years for looking at the video, because their child pornography laws and censored video laws are the same thing. So if you look at a kid being raped in New Zealand, and then you look at Christchurch, you're facing the exact same crime twice. Through all this, Moon has maintained that the Kiwi Farms is merely for entertainment and that companies like DreamHost and Cloudflare would be setting a dangerous precedent if they took action against the site. Quoting me, despite the problems we faced in just the recent past and despite all the services that we had to find replacements for over the year, DreamHost has shockingly been the only company not to fail in the role of providing basic internet services without senseless moderation for that entire time. I spell internet correctly, by the way, and he didn't go back and correct internet over here, which was spelled incorrectly because it has a lowercase I. Moon said in a post announcing DreamHost's request, this was not an easy job for them, and from what I understand, DreamHost had their customer support reply template for complaints related to our domain because the volume of complaints was numerous enough to warrant it. DreamHost would not confirm that it had asked Moon to find a new registrar. I'm afraid our policy prevents us from sharing information or discussing the details of any specific individual DreamHost customer accounts. However, we can say that as a content-neutral provider, DreamHost doesn't assert editorial control over the content of our customer site or the domain names they register. DreamHost has said that all its customers were bound to its acceptable use policy in terms of service. According to Moon's post, the alleged suicide, which has not been confirmed, he's linking a fucking tweet here to this Hector Martin guy who has never provided any evidence whatsoever that Near is actually dead. His only update to this thing since it came out was that one more thing. Near used both he, him, and they, them pronouns. I personally prefer to use they, them. He's fucking dead. Allegedly, right? He's supposed to be fucking dead. He doesn't give a shit. If he's supposed to be fucking dead, he does not fucking care about what pronouns you use. Okay? He doesn't give a shit if he's actually fucking dead. Near it opened up to Waypoint Patrick's Kleppic about harassment they received online, including from some members of the Kiwi Farms. Allegedly, no evidence of that. Near told Kleppic that the harassment caused them to have frequent panic attacks and that their life was full of dread and worry. Stop being a baby for them. Near's friends released an anonymously penned Google Doc detailing the events that led up to Near's death. By the way, the genius of the Hector Martin note is that he cites an anonymous source. So I can't sue him for defamation if Near turns out to be alive, because he'll just say, oh, I'm just publishing this anonymous document. So you can't say that I'm the source of the claim. I'm merely reporting on it. Kiwi Farms is relentless, the document said. Not to be defeated in their pursuit of utter emotional and psychological destruction, they went after who Near treasured most, their friends, doxing some, directly harassing others, and then specifically seeking out suicidal people to target. That broke Near. No evidence of any of that. Moon has denied that Kiwi Farms had anything to do with Near's death. In the aftermath of Near's death, however, the Kiwi Farms was subject to a series of DDoS attacks and renewed attention on the site. True, we're up 10% in user activity right now. Moon has long refused to moderate Kiwi Farms and claims the whole thing is for entertainment. It is, quoting me, it is a lighthearted discussion forum that exists to talk about people. It is not a jigsaw-esque torture chamber to teach people the value of life. Moon said in a post about Near's death, it is internet nerds talking about their favorite E-celebs. It's catty women talking about fat women on YouTube. Sometimes it's even anime avatars talking about VTubers. When reached out for comment, Moon sent the message, Lamau. Cloudflare did not immediately respond to Motherboard's request for comment. Just bullshit. The entire thing is just the laziest fucking shit ever. This guy could have taken 30 minutes to independently verify any of this shit, and he's just nah, whatever. I can just quote people for half the article and then say whatever I believe. That is a direct quote, by the way. And this guy, when I was living in Serbia, this guy emails me and says, do you want to have an interview about the Kiwi Farms? And because the Kiwi Farms were in good times at the time, I said, okay, sure. So I talked to the guy for about 30 minutes, and no article got published. I talked to him about a lot of stuff. I don't remember exactly. I have a recording somewhere. But the gist was just that, it's just a gossip site. It's just a gossip site. It doesn't break any laws, and if people don't like it, maybe they should look at how their behavior reflects on them. If they're genuinely upset about things that they said being archived on the internet, maybe they should look at how they're acting on the internet. And no article came of that because I handled it perfectly and there was no crisis. Then this guy emails me months later after this and is like, do you want to talk about how you murdered this guy? And it's like, no, fuck you, dude. I have no repertoire with you because we talked once. You didn't publish an article saying this website is controversial, but its owner says that it's, harmless gossip, the same as any gossip magazine has been in the past. Maybe if he had done that, there would be a potential interview, but this is just, it's just so fucking lazy and disingenuous, and I hate journalists so fucking much. Gradually, I began to hate them, and I continue to hate them more and more every day. Not as much as I hate Reddit, though. Give me a second. It's pronounced rapport. Okay. I don't speak French. I will never speak French. I don't have a rapport. Rapport with Matthew Garong. Rapport. Transgender Redditors are being driven from the site by transphobic trolls exploiting Reddit's follow function. For thousands of transgender Reddit users, subreddits like r/asktransgender and r/trans-timelines are a source of community and connection. Their users seek advice, share stories, and even just joke with other trans people. But these communities are also under constant attack from transphobic trolls who threaten and bully these vulnerable trans spaces. These trans spaces, which exist on one of the largest platforms in the entire world, under constant administrative supervision, catered to, who have connections in the development and administration team, who are actively promoted by Google search engines, who have multiple non-government organizations backing them up, who have the entire media writing pandering pieces to them. They are so vulnerable and fragile. It is 4chan people who are in the power here. So basically the gist is this. Quoting poll. A while ago, I made a Reddit account named I Follow Men and started going to trans subreddits and following people en masse. I haven't made a single comment, so moderators can't ban me, and I also can't be reported very easily. It's a fun pastime. So this guy posted a link of his inbox, and the activity says, new follower, I Follow Men, have followed you. Follow them back. New follower, I Follow Males, XY, followed you. I Follow Men 1488 followed you. I Only Followed Men follow you. You Are Not a Girl followed you. So then the moderate, oh no, these vulnerable trans spaces that have nobody to help them, that are so powerless. D Money on Dr. Money, I guess. Dr. Money on the R Changelog subreddit says, safety update on Reddit's follow feature. Hi everyone, I just wanted to provide an update on the abuse of our follow feature. We want to first apologize that this system has been misused by bad actors. Our safety, security, product, and community teams have been working in the background to get in front of and action the people behind this harassment. Number one, it's bad writing to say working in the background and then to get in front. That's like a weird mental image. Like they're both allegories or whatever, but they're contradictory in what they're trying to portray. And then number two, I hate the word action. I'm not complaining about nouns being used as verbs. I don't mind if you say tabled a meeting or chaired something, but to action in this way, it's what do you mean by action? Are you banning them? Are you banning entire IP ranges? Are you contacting their service providers? Are you shooting them in the back of the fucking skull? What do you mean by action the people behind this harassment? It could be anything. You could be giving them a blowjob. You could be giving them a $50 bill. What the fuck does that mean? It means absolutely nothing to action them. As many of you know, around 2 months ago, we shared that we would be introducing the ability to opt out of being followed. While that work had been in planning, and in light of recent events, we've decided to begin work right away to address the issue. We'll be providing another update as soon as it's ready. This will be in the magnitude of weeks, not months. In the meantime, we wanted to make sure you all are aware of how you can take action to protect yourself immediately. Block the abusive users, which removes them from your follower list completely. Yeah, but you still get the notification. That's the problem, is that these people, it's like to keep up the delusion of their 24/7 fetish, the mere thought of it not being, these people doing this, where you get new followers, these messages alone is enough to shatter the facade for just long enough for like the deadly neurotoxin of reality to seep into their fantasy and start suffocating them. The losers are starting to look for trans people and lesbian-centered subs. I got this post, this after my post today. Be careful. New follower, leave lesbians alone, followed you. If you don't know, by the way, I've talked about this before, but all the transgender, all the lesbian subs on Reddit are completely and totally co-opted by transgender people. And what happens is that they sneak into the moderation team somehow, and they completely replace all the women who moderate those subs, because they're like lifeless, and they live in Discord and Reddit, and they just end up completely replacing all the actual women who are lesbians and work in those subs. And then they ban all the TERFs that say like, we don't want to have lesbians in our subs. Demon Mama is taking you down. I'm here to capo for her. We're shutting it down. Okay. Demon Mama is like a weird tranny who complains a lot about the forum. I can't remember. I swear it was like in a different stream I saw where Demon Mama did like an 8-hour stream, and then they did like a little dance. Actually, oh my god, I might have that somewhere. Actually, I might have that stream. I'm not going to spend too long trying to find it, but if I do have it, I'll play it. Because it happened right after the whatever the fuck. I might have deleted it. Because it was like an 8-hour long stream. Yeah, I must have deleted that. I know who they're talking about though, only because they did like a weird tranny dance to the Crab Rave song, and someone linked me to it, and it was pretty funny. Where's my? So this just says like a nice addendum, a nice little cherry on the Reddit drama. I saw this tweet. A lot of people saw this tweet. A woman is facing charges after she allegedly. We need to say this correctly, by the way. A woman, in brackets, is facing charges after she, in brackets, allegedly sexually assaulted a child, not in brackets, an actual child, in a Toronto park 2 months ago, and police say they believe there may be other victims. And I can't help but think when, like, a studio, like, they could just not include this picture if they really wanted to make, like, not have it known that it's a transgender person who is the woman in this story sexually abusing children. But I like to think that because Canadian press, by the way, literally cannot identify that this is like a transgender person and call them a man. It's illegal for the Canadian press to say that this is a dangerous sexual predator, a dangerous man pretending to be a woman. Because if they did, they would face like criminal charges for misgendering. Literally, that happened with Yaniv. Yaniv used the justice system to censor journalists talking about him in Canada. So this person could, like, while sitting in prison cell awaiting sexual assault charges against children, sue Canadian press for misgendering them. That's how fucking dire the situation is in Canada. Canada is completely fucked. And I think Canadians should, if you're based in Canadian, maybe come to the U.S. I think that maybe, I don't know, because it is hard. It's like saying, you know, make Canada even more paused by just leaving it to the assholes that live there. So that's a tough one, but whatever. Okay, I think that's it. I think I've done everything. I think I've completed other replies to the tweet. Is that the right pick? Mugshots don't lie. Is that a woman? How has social media intern not been fired yet? Shake my head. That's a woman. I see a man. That's a dude. Woman. That's the oldest looking 6-year-old I've ever seen. Identifies as... okay, I want to take it down to this one. This is a special one. Alina Walker. Kate's 55. Let's take a look at her. This person right here, she looks like a psychopath. She looks like someone who, if you fucked her, she would completely destroy your life. This woman would completely and utterly systematically find every single thing that you love and hold dear in your life and have ever loved or held dear in your life and systematically fucking ruin them forever for the rest of your fucking life. And she says, can we discuss how this happens? Just so other parents are aware. Like, did a parent bring a child to the park and not notice? I know how many have children, and I'm not blaming. I'm genuinely curious about a park during the day, how this is missed. What can a parent do to prevent? You don't let your kids near trannies, basically. You keep an eye on them, and you don't let them near trannies. That's actually not the one I was looking for. There was one of those comments where it's like, I hate this GIF. I hate this gift. Anyone who uses the Michael Jackson eating popcorn gif needs to be shot in the fucking head. Put on a train. I can't stand it. How could you betray the survivors of these assaults by reporting it in this way? You add insult to injury. That's a turf. Oh well. Poor Canada. God bless Canada. I think that's it. I'm dying. It's hot as fuck in this room. I think I've covered everything. It's been a slow week, though. I'm kind of burned out, to be honest with you. A lot of drama happening this week and last week and the week before. I might need some time to disappear into space. Vanish for a couple days. God willing, I can inshallah, I can relax for a bit. Oh, that's right, K. I don't have the dance from What's Her Face. Spam it in chat if you have. Check Fetty chat. Okay, I'll check the Fediverse real quick. You know what? I have a clip. Oh, I didn't play this. This is something I meant to play, but I didn't leave a note to play it. I'll play this real quick. I like this. This is from the Ralph stuff.
Have a look here, and this is where he fucking sends him off. He shows Randbot the door.
With dignity and pride.
Oh,
shut the fuck up, Ray.
That
Shut
was,
the fuck
hold up.
really
Hold up. I think that was the.
I like that because it's just like Ralph is like talking to like this weird, gross tranny called Lady Maga, and then Randbot wants to get on to like say, maybe we shouldn't promote this weird, gross tranny called Lady Maga. And Ralph is just like, get the fuck out of here, you piece of shit. And Randbot is still like the #1 simp for Ralph. I really just don't get it. I have no idea. He's like a battered wife or something. He really enjoys the abuse that Ralph gives him. So he deserves it. Okay, here's lowercase h and everything else in caps. Here's to stream. Oh, this guy sent it to me and okay, I see. This better be it. Bam.
Gotta do this. Ready? Ready? Hold on. Let me get Crab Rave going. Here we go. Hold on. Let me get the Crab Rave. Here we go. Yeah, but sometimes a block is worth it. The owner of Kiwi Farms, a message board notorious for its community's tendency to harass, dox, and stalk the subjects of its mockery, shared a message to the board today informing users that the site has lost its domain. Registrar, they've been giving 14 days to try and find a new one.
That's what I call a dance. That right there Gonna bring us down, boys. What is that? What is that pose? That's like a gladiator. Are you not entertained pose? What the fuck did this person do? What did this sack of potatoes do to hurt the forum? You know, I hope if the site ever is destroyed, completely obliterated, totally cast to the winds, 1,000 shards, I hope it's like the dumbest possible fucking thing ever. I hope it's like the carbonation grimace guy. I hope the federal government like emails me and is like, we have a subpoena from because of the arsonist who burned down the psychiatric ward. I think that because of this arsonist who's posting on your site, you have to close it down now. Under federal law, you have to close it down. I hope it's something extremely fucking dumb like that. I don't want it to be some like fat dumpy tranny to shut it down. I want like the carbonation grimace guy to be our undoing. That's all I can hope for. Don't talk to the Fed. That's all I can hope for, is that it's something profoundly like ridiculous. Like Chris Chan does something stupid and we're blamed for it, and it causes Joe Biden to issue a presidential declaration that our site's criminal or some shit. That's what I hope for. That's how I want the saga to end. I want the dumbest. I want the dog ending, like from Silent Hill 2. I want the one where you walk into the side room and there's just a dog at the controller and he presses the kill forum button. That's what I want. Okay, and I promised last week that I would do this. So let me close out the stream. The stream's officially over. I have an outro song picked out, but a little something for everyone who enjoys these. A 3-minute detour to something completely different.
Hi people, and I'm back cooking again, and today I'm going to be making an egg salad sandwich with baked beans.
That sounds awful. That sounds completely awful. Just off the bat, an egg salad sandwich with baked beans.
As you can see, I'm buttering the bread.
What is with British people? What is with the beans?
Put over slice under the other slice. Now, I know a lot of people have different versions of their salad to what other people have. As you can see, the eggs are already being cooked, and
she's not even going to cook the eggs for us. She's just going to show it. You know, I think that might be eggs that come in like a tube. She didn't actually cook those.
Not cooked very well. There we are, getting there. Now, a lot of people said they don't like mushrooms on their salad. Well, I think mushroom makes a salad.
Mushroom sucks. I really fucking hate mushrooms.
A mushroom.
It tastes like boogies. They're all oogly. Ew! Ew! It's like raw too. She didn't even cook it. Tastes like dirt. Has the texture of a booger.
Anything I don't like
Mushrooms suck,
the only
man.
thing I don't like about salad is all them onions when they put loads and loads of onions on. Oh. Now it's time for
romaine lettuce.
the lettuce to go on.
The romaine lettuce, margarine, boiled eggs, and mushrooms.
Right, as
oh.
you can see, so
no.
I'm gonna now put some.
No, the chemical X. The chemical X is being added.
So
I can't believe it. Disgusting.
And now we're gonna taste. Oh, everything's falling out. It's in trouble when I make a sandwich.
I've heard a rumor that Kay is an alcoholic, and that explains everything. Especially this. Listen to how she talks after this.
And now we're gonna taste. Oh, everything's falling out. It's in trouble when I make a sandwich and make a good one.
Ralph gets a hookup with Kay. No, I can't say that. Kay's a good lady, and Ralph would completely fuck up her life. She has a comfy little cottage in the middle of England with her son. She doesn't need that horrific maelstrom of Gunt destroying it all.
Actually, it's not really that bad. It tastes quite alright. I know it's another short video and I am trying to make them longer. But if you like what you smoke, sorry, there's going to be a link in the description to
You can't tell me that she's not fucked up.
merchandise. If you like what you see, please keep viewing me. If you want to give me a thumbs up, please do. If you want to leave a comment, please feel free.
No, everyone in chat saying that Lee is gone. Listen to him breathing in the background. He's panting as he's fucking holding the camera up. He's not gone.
Yeah. And if you haven't subscribed, and you know someone who hasn't subscribed, get subscribing, get them subscribing, get everybody subscribing. Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Okay. I've done everything that I promised. I owe you guys nothing more. Buy my coins at the link. Subscribe on the Gumroad. I might do a video game stream this month. I don't know what to do for the bonus content. I'm trying to put out weird stuff that I think of. I might do like a movie review. I'm not sure. I'll figure out something though. And yeah, I'm not like, stop asking me for my Twitter. I'm not on Twitter. It's kiwifarms.cc/Josh. Oh, and by the way, before I forget, I thought about putting this up before. Let me hide this for a second. Let's see if I can find this. If you go to No Agenda Phone, as in like an agenda, no agenda phone.com, it's this nice little handy website that's not selling you anything. And it's just a guide on how to buy a Google Pixel phone and then set up Graphene OS on it. And that will be literally the same exact fucking thing, except much cheaper, except for the most expensive option if you go to Pixel 5. But you can buy a Pixel 3 renewed for about $150, and you can put Graphene OS on it for free by flashing it yourself. And you will have something that's more usable than a Freedom phone, much better than a Freedom phone, and without any sort of like bullshit money going to some fat grifter. So if you're actually genuinely curious about like, yeah, it's legal to flash your own OS. There's nothing like, you have a right to repair. By the way, if you ever want to hear the term right to repair is your right to do shit like this, to take your phone and then change the operating system and do whatever the fuck to it. So you should always support right to repair. Apple trying to make it so that you can't work on your own phone should be fucking illegal. There's another issue with like John Deere. John Deere tractors have a proprietary operating system on them, and they're trying to make it illegal for farmers to work on their own tractors these days. So always support right to repair. If you want a Freedom phone but you don't want to flesh out $500 for a cheap Chinese piece of shit, go to No Agenda, just Google search or Brave search, whatever the fuck, DuckDuckGo search, Bing it, go to your local Bing it and Google No Agenda Phone, and then flash Graphene OS on a Pixel phone, and completely free, completely legal. You can do it yourself, no problem, even if you're like a retard. There's step-by-step instructions, and that's better than Freedom phone. And that's it. I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
2125, I was on a mining colony on Mars. Just a quiet backwater facility among the stars. And then one day I was minding my own business. I was mining my own ore. And there he was, space asshole, in a truck flying off a bridge. Space asshole, smashing through a bridge. And as he landed out came his hammer, smashed my boss right in the face. Space asshole, planting charges left and right. Space asshole, all he does is annihilate and fight. I just wanted to get away somewhere remote. Just a place where I could earn myself a day's pay without being smote. But every time I think it's safe, every time I think it's calm, I'm wrong. Space I soul, hammers swinging, buildings falling down. Space I soul, laying waste to this entire town. Now all the rest are dead. Space our soul has prevailed. Only I am left alive to tell the tale of space our soul. Comes out of nowhere to destroy. Space our soul. Wanting carnage is all he can enjoy. Space our soul in a truck flying off a ridge. Space our soul smashing through a bridge. Space our soul. Space our soul. Space our soul. He's the space our soul.